Hello, everybody. Excited utterance here. My name is Hella, not Sarah. And look who we've got down there. Down there. Not intentional. Hang on. Ready? Oh, hang on. Where is it? 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 It was my very, very first sound effect.
Not intentional.
Yep. I think I made that sound effect before I even started streaming. That's how much I thought that was funny at the time. And that's how long this has been getting around. Yes, that's how it's been getting around. Hello, half Irish, half Irish. It's a busy old day in the world of trial watching on Trial Tube, as you coined the phrase, half Irish. So not expecting that many live viewers today. I'm thinking people are off watching Karen Reid and Young Thug, but that's okay. Everyone who catches this on rewatch, good to see you too. Hello, I'm Bronze. Great to see you. Lovely always, as always, to see you over in Tasmania. We love you, even though you're Tasmanian. Okay, this is going to be fun. And Dali will be here shortly. Thank you for redirecting people over from the Ali Abulaban cross-examination, if you can call it that. He was just as bad on direct as he was on cross. That was fun. Okay, so yes, that's a crazy drinking game if we watch her interrogation again. Look, I don't want to know about the drinking game that was happening at her house the night before, though. If you don't know who Sarah Boone is, she is a lady who was playing hide and seek with her boyfriend, apparently, after drinking several vats of wine. And supposedly, the thing they enjoyed doing on a Sunday night, just to chill, is play hide and seek in all sorts of fun things around their house, like, I don't know, Samsonite luggage, like my little Samsonite down there, and the zipper. And her boyfriend, George, I think it's pronounced George, not Jorge, like as in the Latino way to pronounce it, but it is spelt George, Jorge, Jorge. George, he decided to hide in the Samsonite. Maybe he thought they were going on a little trip. But that wasn't the smartest idea, because apparently Sarah decided, hilariously, she thought, to just zip it all the way up. Yeah. And wasn't the best idea for Mr. George, because Sarah decided that, you know what? She's going to leave him in there. Just leave him in there. Yeah. Then she fell asleep, as you do. Fell asleep and went, you know what? I'm not going to let you out. And then in the morning, she was like, oh, oops. Whoops. I think I left poor George in the suitcase. It's a bit of a problem, but I think I'll have a Dr. Pepper and a smoke first before I do anything about that. And she calls 911 and went, dear, Georgie didn't wake up. Yeah. Unfortunately, she wasn't banking on the fact that she took a video of George trying to get out and begging Miss Sarah to let him out. And she was like, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, nah, as we say in Aussie land. Yeah, nah. All right, let's say hi to some people. It was painting with a twist. Yeah, hey, John. And not that hide and seek. Yeah, no, not the kind of hide and seek most couples play. This is a bit of a different one. Goonbag romance. If Americans, if you don't know that term, in Australia we call box wine, like cask wine, goon bags. So that's the silver like bladder part inside that has the box wine in it. We kind of grab it out and call that a goon bag. Don't ask me where that came from. Hey, Emu Warrior, good to see you. Hey, Flash Fan, how are you? Nice to have you here. Alrighty. Sarah Boone would know what a mega pint is. I think she knows more than what a mega pine is. Now, here's what we're going to watch. So she had a hearing, and at the hearing, she was, I think, trying to get rid of her most recent lawyer. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we're up to number 8. I'm pretty sure we're up to number 8. And her name is Ms Cashman. And she looks like, I've only seen the back of her, but she looks to me a little bit like RuPaul. No offense, Ms Cashman. Maybe the front of you looks completely female. But the back of Ms Cashman looks a lot like that big blonde wig that RuPaul wears. So we'll see. And Ms Cashman has clearly got the shits with Sarah, as you would, because she's fully annoying. But I don't know whether or not this 58-page letter, which I think is a record for Sarah, the 58-page letter that Sarah has written to the judge complaining about Ms Cashman is going to be enough to get Ms Cashman out of representing Sarah. So let's start. Now, guys, I'm going to warn you right now, there's imbalance in the audio in this hearing. So you can hear the judge really well. You can hear Ms Cashman really well. But when it comes to Sarah, she's just not getting near a microphone too much. So you may want to turn your audio up for the court. I might turn my audio down a little bit. And when Dali gets in, get him to turn his audio down a little bit. So just you may need to stuff around with your speakers a little. So let's get going, and I'll turn on the closed captions as well. Let's get into it. Yeah, the letter should drop this week. Honestly, you don't need the letter to enjoy this hearing. It's crazy. It's only about 25 minutes, but it's just worth every second. Look at her. She is so pleased with herself. It's like, hey, world, check me out. They did it on purpose so you could not hear Sarah. White noise. Okay, that's better.
Dave Catcher on behalf of the state.
First Cashman, I'm here for Ms. Boone.
All right. We set this matter this morning for a status hearing. Ms. Boone, good morning. Counselors, good morning. What is the status for where we find ourselves currently, Ms. Cashman?
I think that Ms. Boone wants to speak to you about that. Mr. Cacciatore and I have had email correspondence and a phone conference this week, and we believe that it can be ready to be set for a trial date later.
Okay, now, before we get into it, that's Miss Cashman's voice. What is that accent? Help. That's not like Boston, is it?
I don't know. You'll have to keep playing.
Okay.
August, early September. I've got a trial certain murder in front of Judge Harris that's going to be a minimum of a week starting August 5th. I don't know.
Well, is it Boston?
Out of
is she Boston?
State.
Not quite.
Starting September 14th, I believe, for a week. And at this point, those are the
Wisconsin? Nah.
calendar issues that
It feels like a mixture.
Yeah, it
I
does feel like a
have.
mixture,
I have
doesn't it?
other cases.
It's really annoying.
That I'm Judge, waiting on pretrial and waiting.
Feels
to
like
see
2 or
what
3 different
really
accents
goes and
together.
what doesn't. Obviously, I have other things on trial
Look
dockets
at Sarah
July,
with her
August,
letter.
and September, but
Aw,
those are the
Sarah.
for sure's.
Okay.
Does she have pink
Thank you.
handcuffs?
Mr. Cacciatore, anything from your side of the ledger, sir?
Okay, look at this woman's hair.
Jesus.
Check it. It's RuPaul. That's his wig. Also, why are you wearing a mask?
Well,
Okay, all right. Madam Clerk, if you could swear in Ms. Boone, please.
maybe he has a condition that's prone to immune
Maybe.
deficiencies.
It looks pretty well built to me.
Ma'am, good morning. Your lawyer advised that there was something that you wanted to bring to my attention.
Do you want me to try to play this and fix the audio?
I can give you the link.
Yeah,
It
send me
does
the
get a
link.
little better. They're just adjusting it at the moment.
You
Hang on.
have listened to everything in open court. You've been here. You've listened to everything that's been presented so far as to the discussions that Ms. Cashman has had with Mr. Cacciatore and readiness for trial and her dates of availability and unavailability.
You can
That's
hear
what's
how
been
they're
presented
adjusting
to
the
me this
audio.
morning. You've heard the same
Okay.
thing that I've heard.
But yeah, I'll send you a link.
I actually have an envelope for you that I would like to give to you regarding a letter. It's a lot easier for me to tell you in writing, and it's also put on the court's website, so everyone is aware. I have never experienced anyone like Ms. Cashman, and
Poor thing.
I have repeatedly, the reason why I'm here is the whole hope thing, where she will change her disposition and her attitude towards me, and it doesn't matter how dumbed down I
I'm gonna
am.
add this.
Hang
and
on,
see
wait,
if-
wait, wait. All right. So yeah, Dali's just going to try a another plugin to make it her a bit louder.
What time?
She talks. So 4 minutes. She talks at length. So if you turn her right up.
To repeatedly.
Okay.
The reason why I'm
Hey,
here
that's a bit
is the
better.
whole hope thing, where she will change her disposition and her attitude towards me, and it doesn't matter how
Cash.
dumbed down I am to myself to try to coexist with her. I've even come up with a solution to have a pretend judge in the interactions with her, so she would try, hopefully,
How is it,
to
chat?
treat me appropriately and professionally, which she does not do. One of my things I got up and I walked out on her, the last
Sweet.
time that I spoke to her was on a video visit that she tried to have in front of a 64 open bay bunk dorm, where I repeatedly
Better?
kept asking her.
Okay.
to
Cool.
schedule
Actually,
a
would you mind just going back 30
face-to-face.
seconds, please, now with some captions on?
May 3rd.
Cool. Thank you.
It's kind of the stuff Veal does, except not as good, but still, I can kind of like separate some of the noises in the background and bring them forward. I don't know
Cool.
what I'm doing. Just
I need this plugin then.
yeah.
Cool.
Someone in chat told me about it. Mads, I think.
Yeah, cool. All right. So yeah, if we can get some captions up in the.
How
Thanks. Awesome.
dumbed down I am to myself to try to coexist with her. I've even come up with a solution to have a pretend judge in the interactions with her, so she would
Pretend
try,
judge.
hopefully, to treat me appropriately and professionally, which she does not do. One of my things I got up and I walked out on her, the last time that I spoke to her was on a video visit that she tried to have in front of a 64 open bay bunk dorm.
Okay, pause.
Where I repeatedly kept asking her please schedule.
Okay, so she's saying that her lawyer did a video link or something with her, and there was like a 50 bay open dorm, right? So she's saying that there was a bunch of people behind while she was trying to have her meeting with the lawyer.
Well, it's not the lawyer's fault.
Whatever. Like, do you think that they could all like hear the whole conversation? Is that what her problem is? I don't know, but she's not treating her as with respect or something.
No.
And that she's been acting like a pretend judge.
Her lawyer.
That's the lawyer's acting like a pretend judge. That's what we've got so far. Hang on, we're making a list of complaints. Everybody, list of complaints. Where's my notebook? I'm gonna write in a book. Hey, Bob, how's it going? Vegetables, honey.
I could not take how she was treating me any longer every single time. So much so that I have to incorporate a pretend judge in order for her to treat me somewhat appropriately. And I feel that she is untruthful with me and full-blown prejudiced against me, which I believe adds to her.
Oh, she's
nasty attitude
untruthful.
towards me, and I do not trust her. So I have prepared this for you. It's a letter and then a continuation of the letter from the video visit, so you are aware of. And everyone constantly blames me that I am the reason why I am supposedly on attorney number 8, which I am not the reason for any of them. I put this in here also so you are aware. I refuse to be mistreated by her as my attorney. I'm shocked that she has a proposed trial date, considering the fact that I have not seen anything. I keep asking her for just a download of my phone or my medical records or for anything that I've asked pretty much all of the other attorneys as well. All of my questions that I keep asking her are in the letter to you. I didn't know if you would be the one to help me answer them or to spur her to finally answer them to me and hopefully truthfully. I don't know. As I said to you before in the past, you said that you are not able to intervene regarding my letter. I still want you to be aware of what it is that I am going through still.
Oh, pause.
And it's a matter of ethics and professional.
Music. I want you to be aware of what I'm going through. She says that I know you said that you can't intervene regarding what's in my letter, right? Now she's talking about the last letter because Judge hasn't read this letter, right? And so he said, she's saying that he's already said he can't intervene regarding what was in the last letter. But I want you to know what I'm going through, is what she's saying. Okay, so what are you? Is he like your guidance counselor or something? Like,
Yes.
yeah, like you know, camp counselor or whatever it is. Dude, no, he doesn't care. And now you're about to give him a 58-page version of that.
Oh God, I cannot wait.
This judge is actually, by the way, because the judge has been replaced, right? So this judge is actually super cool. I like his voice and everything, and he's just like get on with it, as in not mean or anything, but you know what? All right, and moving on, next thing. So I'm interested to see what he's going to say when he comes back with a response to the current letter. We still have to see what's in the letter yet, but she's just, are you for real? Like, keep going.
With them with how she should be treating me, and I shouldn't have to come up with a pre-planned judge in order for her to do so. And also some other things that I've been working on in the meantime that I would like everyone else to be made aware of. That I don't just sit and eat bonbons and watch soap operas all day. I fully apply myself at all times.
Okay. Where's the letter?
His voice is so, it's like a monster
Where is
radio.
the letter?
Where's the letter?
Judge, I've obviously not seen the letter. Ms. Boone is correct. She has walked out of the last 2 visits when I've tried to review things with her. Just so the court knows, I've spent probably 20 hours, a little bit more, a little bit less, with Ms. Boone. She has lots of lists, lots of questions in reviewing the court file. She was distressed previously about having access to her lawyers. I have taken collect phone calls from her that are at my expense. JAC doesn't reimburse you because I think it's important for clients to have access. I have spent,
Please, no one's interrupted you this morning. Ms. Boone.
Oh, she interrupted her.
as I said, I've spent over 20 hours going through her questions, going through her lists. When I tried to update her with regard to the depositions that I took recently, she opted to exit the jail conference. When I tried to review some things with regard to discovery as to things I wanted to make sure she was aware of,
my brother was in a Iowa jail or prison
Yeah.
for several years, and my mom was spending like $100 a month just to talk to my brother on the phone. And she didn't even talk that much. It's insanely expensive.
And Sarah talks a lot.
And Sarah talks a lot. So
She talks a fair fucking bit.
so she's
Yeah. This would have cost her a fair, she would have used every second of her allowable time.
Yeah.
For sure. Can we just take a moment to express our concerns and condolences to this poor lady with the big blonde wig or whatever it is? I'm sure that's not her real hair. If it is, it's just been fried to within a millisecond of its life.
that's what happens when Sarah is your client.
Yeah, true. But this poor lady, Ms Cashman, and she knows she's not getting out of this, right? Like, that's the other thing. She knows she's number 8, and there's no way that another lawyer is going to get recused.
How did
Like-
any man tolerate Sarah?
She must be wild in bed. I mean, look at her. She's nuts. She's the crazy ones, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to think about that anymore.
Oh, I'm gonna break the Samsonite out. Hey, babe. I'm surprised she wasn't the one locked up.
Look, seriously, this woman, Ms Cashman, I reckon she's it. I reckon this is it. She's stuck with her now.
Steve Gosney should represent her.
Yeah. Look, I just hope that this woman, Ms Cashman, ends up super rich out of this. Like, she ends up being like an A-lister attorney because of the whole like publicity and that goes with representing Sarah Boone, because there's not much else that can make up for the fact that you have to put up with this woman.
She's going to turn into Jeremy from the Jodi Arias trial, who he represented her. He hates her. Detests Jodi Arias.
Yeah. I mean, did you hear the way she said, I've spent 20 hours with this woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 hours. Mate, there's so many more coming.
Okay.
She walked out. She has asked me repeatedly for a copy of some medical records. Based on the discovery I got from the previous attorneys, one of the copies of those medical records had her handwritten notes. So she had a copy given to her previously. She'd reviewed them with previous attorneys. I sent her a new copy. Some of the things that she thinks are important from a lawyer perspective, perhaps I don't attach the same importance to, and you try to explain that to a client. You know, I know the court's in a difficult position, but at this point, we're at that impasse of, if she walks out of every conference that I have with her, I'm not sure what that says about the attorney-client relationship.
For the record, at the bottom right, was that face an actual face she made? Or did you Photoshop it?
No, that's the real face.
She actually made that woodgy face?
Yeah.
I thought
I
she
didn't
did
do
some
that.
Photoshop on it
No,
to make it extra like, oh
no, that's
my
the real
God.
face.
That's
Yeah.
psychotic. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
the wind changed.
Okay, wow.
Not kidding. Yeah. Hang on. No. This is one of those moments that you really need to
Not intentional.
oh no, louder.
Not intentional.
Yep, there we go.
Well, I can't wait till David and Chandler cover the Sarah Boone trial.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Wonder if Larry will come on.
Yeah, you might guest spot and dual stream it.
Fun.
Oh boy,
Oh dear.
good
That's-
times.
Yeah, good times.
It's amazing how much LawTube gets divided.
Get the gang back together. It's trial tube.
Trial tube, yeah.
It's
LawTube's
now
retired.
Yes, it needed a rebrand.
Yes.
Too
Trial
much
tube.
controversy. trial too.
Ma'am, you said
Yeah,
there was
I think
something else
so.
that you had other than a 58-page submittal or letter.
Let's see
Yeah,
why
they're
not.
DUI guy put out a he offered a bunch of money to anybody who got him in touch with a woman who met his criteria. And if they get married, or if they stay together for like 6 months, they get $1,000. A year, they get $2,000. And if they actually get married, they get 10,000, something like that. And they have to be like Jewish and kosher and meet with all these parameters. And then
What are you
Chandler's
talking about?
like, you didn't see that tweet by DUI guy?
No.
Yeah, this was before Chandler and him started dating.
Oh,
He
you
put
think
out
that's
a-
what this is?
No, I think it kind of probably was like somebody was like, hey, what about Chandler? And he was like, oh, is she Jewish? Okay.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Very.
Right.
And then she's gone kosher for him. I know he is loaded. He is loaded. But yeah, and then she moved it from LA to Kentucky.
Yeah.
And the number of teeth in the state doubled. So
Lol. Okay, back to Sarah.
sorry. Anyways,
right.
yes, they are dating.
What other information is it that you're seeking to have me take a look at?
It's things that I've been working on in the meantime. It's
Oh, just real quick. DUI guy is going to be back in the Karen Reed trial.
Yeah, I know.
And he dumped Remy, and she's just going to run the trial on his string.
things that she likes to
Cover the
tell me
trial.
not necessary, but I
Oh yeah, I know. There's ambulances going past, so he can't resist. They're constant.
Abuse to rest all the time and constantly tells me I'm not having this conversation with you. So I'm not going to waste my
Awesome.
time, and I, being in jail, have supposedly abundant amounts of. She's not going to waste my time because she's not going to explain something to me. And I have taken.
She's not going to waste your time.
Yeah, what time? Like you've got so much. Like what have you got to
Just
do?
because
all day?
I'm in jail, she's not going to waste my time.
Lady, like, do you have appointments? Like, gonna get your nails done, or you know?
I'm honestly jealous at how delusional she is. It's the me show. Starring me. Guest star still me. Oh my God.
On myself to explain it to myself because she refuses to do so. I don't understand what it is that she has against me. I have told her from day one that her snotty attitude was inappropriate, and I try very hard to bear with her and her attitude. I don't.
Sarah, sweetie, sweetie, sweetie.
She has such a bad attitude. I feel so bad for Ms
I did
Cashman.
wrong to her, but I feel that her attitude has equaled prejudice, which is not in my favor, especially considering she supposedly represented my life.
Okay. Give me an example, if you could.
Okay. Give me an example if you could.
Of items that you believe are important that Ms. Cashman is not giving attention to or dismissing as you may have framed it.
Yes, Your Honor. She likes to tell me that I don't like her answers. She's not giving me any answers to dislike, and I have written 3 pages worth of questions, and I'm still waiting for her and any other attorney to actually answer for me, such as, why can't I have a bond?
Why can't I have a bond?
My phone? Why can't I speak to my investigator? Why can't I have my medical records?
Dude, it's murder.
Why can't I fully utilize my constitutional rights? there's 3 pages worth of questions that I have.
What constitutional rights specifically?
Specifically.
I'm very leery about having a fair trial at this point.
Okay,
There's
so number
a handful of
6.
other amendments that I have been researching and working on or trying to incorporate.
Right. So
To
just
me,
generally my
What I have
rights.
written to you is obvious, and apparently from the correspondence that I get from the world, South Korea was the last place I received correspondence. They obviously see the same thing. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong other than wanting to have a very successful outcome.
Oh, this
It's
is so
just been
cute.
long and drawn out, and I believe that God obviously believes in me as much as I do him in order to give.
The last correspondence she received was from South Korea. Did Jeff from Legal Vices, did he message her? Is he crushing on her?
Hey, that's probably true.
Jesus, not only do South Korea have to deal with shit balloons from North Korea, they now have to write her. I don't know what's worse, shit balloons or Sarah Boone.
Listen, this is the thing. I feel like she doesn't. I understand more about the American Constitution than she does, right? So she's like, I'm in answer to the question, which constitutional rights specifically, she's like, well, I'm a little worried about getting a fair trial right now, but couldn't actually state what constitutional right that was. And then she's just, and other rights that I've been researching.
Poster
Generally.
child for repealing the 19th Amendment.
So it's just, lady, like you it's not that anyone expects you to be a lawyer. It's just that you are the one who has been complaining about this. And so now you're being questioned, which is like, fair enough. You said my constitutional rights are being infringed on. So it's like, well, okay, which ones? Fair question. And she can't answer that.
Nope.
And my dog is really disapproving of
Very
right now.
unique adventure that I am on, and I'm doing my best to
I have a constipational right.
let everyone know who I really am, as opposed to the malicious murderer that
It's not
everyone thinks that I
constitutional.
am. I don't feel that she can do that properly. I still always, the reason why I'm here is hope, is to hope that she will come in with a gentle, softer side and
Aww.
actually listen to what it is that I'm saying and see the bigger picture other than what the one avenue that she keeps going down. There's other ways to win and more than one way.
Sweetheart, there's no way to win. You are not winning. You are not getting off. And I don't want to see you get off. And you're muted, Sean. Boomer.
Okay, I had the dog was barking.
Oh, fair.
Okay. Remember, she thought she was going home.
Yeah.
Remember? Not intentional. She thought she was going home.
Yeah,
she
not
really,
intentional.
really, really,
It means
yeah.
it don't get charged.
yeah.
Not intentional.
Mm-hmm. Dog. Stop it.
You're okay. Jesus H. Christ. She's a hottie biscotti. Oh, good Lord.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not saying that I'm trying to remove her. I'm just trying to ask you, please, forgive me for having to ask you for this.
Forgive
If you
me.
could please let her know, please, to just be nice to me and have a welcoming attitude, and things will probably change, and I will not get up and I won't go. Please don't
I had an ex like this.
lie to me. Please don't give me half-truths. And
What instances where there's been falsities or lies that have been told to you by Ms.
I love
Cashman?
this
Can you give me an
voice.
example?
my biggest one, Your Honor, is for me being here ongoing 5 years, no one has ever bothered to try to get me a bond.
What's the lie? You said that she has lied to you. What is the lie?
She's
The
lying
process
to
of
you.
getting
Sweetheart, the bond is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars if you get it. I don't think you can afford it.
Hang on. Just wait. Just wait.
What?
Nah, just keep going.
Okay.
Bond. She lied to my brother in regards to telling him that he would need to come down to the courthouse to have multiple photographs taken for documentation. He would have to bring the security information, deeds to his house, financial statements, so on and so forth. And the icing on the cake was to be aware of all of the news camera crews and everyone that's going to be there in order to document him being there to do what he's going to for the bond. What is the bondsman for? She's supposed to just do the motion for the bond, and then from there, the bondsman and I, and whomever else, are to work it out.
So what part of that is a lie?
I just simply wanted to have her do a motion for a bond hearing.
But the statement that you said is that Ms. Cashman, who's an officer of the court, has lied to you. What you've provided me so far is
Come
not
on
evidence
now.
of any lies
Yep.
based on the
let's go.
severity of the charge.
I believe, because she's not fully explained it to me other than what she's asking for that I tried to provide to her, was that I just need to get her an address. And that's what I gave to her, and then it turns into everything else. And then it turns into all these other different stories of why she won't do or why she has said certain things. It always changes and it mutates after I ask her for certain things, not just for the bond, but for other things also.
Okay, well, let's focus on the bond issue.
Here we go. Yeah.
Because you said that
he's-
she's
he's a very good lawyer. You can see this judge,
Yeah.
right? Like he's calm and collected, and he just keeps
And
focusing
he knows
on.
how to break it down.
He's focusing on all the things she said. So you said she lied. Where
This
where
guy
are
would
the
be a really
specific instances of lies? And she just ends up tying herself up in knots. She's
this
got
guy
nothing.
would be an excellent like appellate judge or Supreme Court judge.
Yeah,
Just asking lawyers those kinds of questions and just
Yeah.
trying to trick trick them and tie them
he's
in knots.
very good. He's very good. I like
Yeah.
him. Let's keep
Yeah.
going.
lied to you, and what you've told me so far, none of that is inaccurate.
So how is it though, because I don't have any experience prior to this.
Because I don't have
know
any
the
experience prior
process
to
of
this.
getting a bond other than what I have read, and it's just for her to do a motion for a bond hearing. But I didn't know that anyone, all of the other inmates, even officers, have ever said that they've had to do that process in order to have photographs taken and documented and use crews and visit to his house. He's not posting my bond, which I told her 1,000,001 times, but she still spooked him by asking by him something that he's going to have to, and it would threaten his security clearance considering he's in the service, the military. So she totally deterred me from having.
Wait, is her brother John?
Why?
Her brother's in the military. Is it John?
Oh.
having my brother's address in order for me to have a motion for a bond. No one else has even bothered to even ask me for one, and I will be honest with you in the court.
Well, you're
I know
supposed to
for
be.
a fact with however sky high my limit would be for my bond to receive. I know
This is
for a
this-
fact unless my fans would set up GoFundMe pages or God's will or however else it is He planned on for me to have it paid, if at all. My point is to utilize my rights to have a bond. And with the information that I have included in here to you, for the amount of saturation of publicity, there's nowhere that I could go even if I were to be an in quotes flight risk because of the amount of information that everybody does know about me.
My finger.
And what I eat apparently, and
Some fans are going to put money on a GoFundMe to bail her out.
She is the next Kyle Rittenhouse.
Free Sarah.
Justice for Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah's life matters.
Okay, so from the last stream, we were discussing that, well, one of the lawyers, the defense lawyer for Ali Abulaban, actually said that in jail, they're watching this trial now,
Yeah.
right? Which blew my mind because I'm like, I didn't think that could happen. I didn't think that in jail they had access to court TV or any live feed of any trial. That was
Well,
like, what the?
yeah.
And that was in Florida too, wasn't it?
No, that's California.
Oh, that was in California.
But
Okay.
I mean, they have TV and TV channels, court TV. So
Yeah. Okay. So I'm freaking out now because I'm just like, why? How could people in jail like actually be finding out that much information about their cellmates' cases?
yeah,
That's crazy to me. So, and it also means that if the hearings are televised like this, then no wonder Sarah Boone knows how many views and things these hearings are getting and how famous she is, right? And her interrogation has what 600 6 million, 8 million, 10 million now views, right? And all of these extra like reaction videos and stuff. She knows she's gone completely viral, and she said it already. She said it in letters before. And so she thinks she's actually got people who are willing to bail her out. Now, I guarantee there are people who are writing her and making her out to be some sort of superhero, but
I should write
yeah, I don't think they're the kind of people who also would try and bail
No.
her out, as in they have money. I think they have some sort of macabre pleasure in popularizing
Yeah.
someone like this, and they just want to have contact with them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like legit money, as in $1 million or more in
Yeah.
in a GoFundMe. And P.S. GoFundMe have terms of use, and they would not have that on their site. They'd have to go with one of the
Give,
other
Send,
ones.
Go.
Yeah, Give, Send, Go might do it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, they probably would. They probably would because she's not convicted.
So many other things, there's nowhere I could go. If I were to even think about any of flight risk. It's just the fact that I would like police to have a lawn so I can say that I actually.
There's gonna be
achieved
another
something
turtle
while
boy
I was
fighting for her.
Okay.
There's other things, there's so many other questions that I have to ask.
Which are outlined in your submittals there, right?
That's all.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, they're outlined all right
Ms. Cashman,
and filled
briefly.
in.
Judge, there's clearly a conflict with what I'm going to tell you are false allegations Ms. Boone is making about me, and my continued representation of her. As I said, I've spent 20 hours with this client,
She's filling
going
in.
over her questions and her issues in detail. With regard to the brother and the bond hearing, yes, I contacted her brother. I explained to her brother and I explained to her. You can't just write a bond motion and the judge grants it because of the allegations. You have to come forward with proof. I asked her brother if he was willing to come to court and testify. He raised the issue to me about his security clearance. Would the media be there? I never told him he had to provide pictures or a deed to the house. What I said was, the media's been in the courtroom for all the hearings, and it's likely that they would be there for the bond hearing, and that your face could be on the television, and it was a concern for him.
It would be. I'd be concerned.
I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't want to be
proceed with
associated
that.
with her.
But Judge, I can't spend all my time defending what I'm doing and at the same time be effectively preparing a case for trial. In these situations, I know it puts the court in a very difficult position.
Yeah.
As I see it, Ms. Boone has a couple options. Number one, she can ask you to represent herself.
Oh, please.
She has the right
Please.
to, you have a Feretta hearing and determine whether she's capable. The court then has to address the issue of whether it's appropriate to appoint standby counsel. Obviously, since she believes not a word that I say after 40 years doing criminal defense, I'm probably not
Might be
the
New
right lawyer
Mexico.
for that. You know, the other thing is she gets one last lawyer, it either works or it doesn't. And, you know, and sometimes, unfortunately, the court gets put in a position that you have to have that conversation with a client that you don't, you know, if you want your counsel of choice, then you need to hire your counsel of choice, and everyone can certainly
Pop
do
it up.
that. And if you're indigent, you know,
Go
the
find
court
me.
can only go through this so many times with Ms. Boone coming to the court, and there ending up being irreconcilable differences, such that the counsel that you have appointed can't
wants out
move
so bad.
forward and provide effective assistance of
Like,
counsel.
please, Judge.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm inclined to go ahead and figure out where we can set this thing for trial and then kind of work backwards from there. I'm not dismissing your concerns, Ms. Boone.
Oh,
I'm
please,
going to take what it is that you've given to me. I'm going to circulate that to both Mr. Cacciatore and Ms. Cashman. I will review it, and I will schedule a hearing to address any of the issues in your submittals if one is necessary. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Ms. Cashman, you had advised some of your unavailability for vacations that you have previously scheduled and or other time certain trials that you have in front of Judge Harris.
And on June 21st, I have a trial case management with Judge Marquez on a case that's likely at this point, and obviously we'll find out the final date at case management, likely to be set July 22nd, but if that gets pushed out, that makes August and September a little more difficult considering the trials I already have set then. The dates I'm out in September while I'm looking at the calendar is the 14th to the 19th.
All right, that's not a trial period for my division, so that shouldn't be
Get a
conflict.
trial date going.
The trial case management that you have on July 21,
June
June
21.
21, I'm sorry. When is her trial period? Judge Marquez's trial period following that?
She doesn't really have a trial period because she's the post-conviction division. And I'm not clear how she sets things. And I think that,
You have a range for where her
No.
calendar may be available for that? Okay.
no. I think it's based on when she has post-convictions motions set, and that it's my understanding from Judge Chu that she was scheduled to be back up for part of his July, August trial period, but because she doesn't have a regular trial docket, I can't really answer that question.
How long do you think it would take us to A, pick a jury, B, try the case?
I think we would probably be 5 days.
Including jury selection?
Yeah, a day for jury selection, I think. Approximately 3 days for testimony.
Well, it depends if she testifies. If she testifies, we're there for like a week. Just for her.
Ms. Cashman?
5 days is probably a fair estimate unless something changes.
Exactly,
Judge.
Flash Plan.
So
Jinx.
the court already has special set trials in July and August. We could set this matter at the beginning. My August trial period is supposed the first week. My last week of my period is the first
He's having a
full
period?
week of August, and it starts again on the last full week of August. So we could set it
Hey,
then,
you can be a woman.
but I know that you have trial case management with Judge Marquez on the 20th or the 21st of June, which may impact that. So,
And I have a trial certain with Judge Harris August 5th, and
as do I.
I can't believe he's actually talking dates.
Yeah.
August seems a bit difficult for me.
He's like,
For a week.
yeah, whatever.
Run, so yes.
You women, you can sort it
So-
out.
The options that I see it are, we could specially set
Done.
this for
Don't care.
the week of
Figure
August
it out.
26th. Or we set it for the trial period beginning September 30. The hiccup with that
know
first
what?
week of
We're
September
gonna
30th, we
try.
have a court holiday on
Heck you
Thursday,
all.
October the 3rd, which would limit us to a 4-day trial period, which I don't believe is not sufficient. So that would take
No,
us to
it
either
won't be
October 7
sufficient.
or October 14. So based on the court's trial calendar, that's what I've got
Well,
available.
He
August
kind of has
26th,
to.
October 7 or October
'Cause
14th.
Didn't
I
she
think
say
the
before
October
that
7 or October 14th
she's
is
got
more
only one more
realistic,
lawyer that she could
Judge.
go through?
I think so.
So, I mean, there's nothing really that Boone has put forward that is like misconduct or anything like that. So
It's
it
just
just
the
is all just bitching and whining.
public defender is just not giving her enough time. Well, sweetie,
And not just that, the public defender is not entertaining her notions for getting a bond.
Yeah.
And the judge agrees with that really there's
well, you've been in jail for 5 years. You're about to go to trial. Why would you get a bond now?
that's true.
Like,
But there's more to it though, like the process of the bond of
Yeah.
applying for the bond. There are steps to that, and it sounds like the lawyer has tried to get this like put all the steps in motion. Like one of them is to get the brother to
yeah,
testify because you got to put proof forward at a
Yeah.
bond hearing. So one of them is to get the brother to testify. The brother doesn't want to, and fair enough too, because he'd be doxxed.
yeah.
His face would be on camera and he'd be identified, and he doesn't want to. So that's one of the things, but I'm sure there's other things as well. And so, yeah, I mean, it's not just a simple thing to get someone who's on trial for murder to have a bond hearing and have it be successful. So, yeah, it doesn't take 5 seconds. So I think that's probably her biggest argument about this woman. Also, she just doesn't like her, seems
Well,
like.
yeah.
I know that Mr. Cacciatore has other trials too, and other
Hey,
things
Wookie
on
Wookie.
other judges' pretrial dockets and those things.
We're specially set in July and in September. Mr. Cacciatore?
I think we can, I think October 7th is fine.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to specially set this matter for the second week of the September 30 trial period, beginning Monday, October 7th. We will set this matter for trial case management
What?
on the 24th of September, right?
Are you serious? That's exactly a
September
year
24
since
at
it was
9
going to
a.m.
happen.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
remember? It was supposed to be like
We'll do you at
first week of
1:30 in the
October
afternoon.
Yeah.
in 2023.
It's
Yeah.
Tuesday, September 20th.
Tuesday, September 24 at 1:30 in the afternoon for our trial case management. Trial date certain on October the 7th.
Trial date
Deputy, if you
certain.
could please
Yeah,
grab the
right.
2 packages of submittals from
Believe
Ms.
it
Boone.
until I see it.
Oh, I thought it was 2 different
two-pack.
envelopes, ma'am.
Did he say two
Okay.
pack? It's 2-pack in the room.
I will review that, and after the review, the court will either issue an order or set this matter for hearing based on what it is that's been presented by Ms. Boone. Mr. Cacciatore, anything else we need to address this
What's
morning,
been
sir?
submitted by
Ms.
Ms.
Cashman,
Boone?
anything
You
else
mean
we need to
that-
address?
Not that I'm
Big
aware of
chunk
it
of
this time, Judge.
Ms. Boone, is there anything else you need to bring to my attention at this time?
Well,
Grateful for your time. I forgive you for having to utilize it. But I really do hope that you review thoroughly what it is that I'm asking for from my attorney who's supposed to be representing me for the trial that's supposedly happening in October, late September. So if you could please, I don't understand how I'm supposed to be able to go into a trial when I don't have what it is to properly defend myself.
Ma'am, I've asked for your submittals. I will be reviewing them. All right, thank you. All right, y'all, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Judge.
I am grateful.
And is Ms. Walker still here? Okay. Ms. Walker, good morning.
I believe we are all set for this meeting.
Okay.
Sir, 2020 called. They want their mask back.
Oh my god. Is she more insufferable than before?
Feels like it.
She is, hey. Like, wow.
Ugh.
My fans will
From South
go
Korea will
find me.
break me out of prison.
yes. Yes.
I hear Jim I butchered that. Kim Jong-un will break me
Yes.
out of jail.
Break
He will
you
send
out.
his army to free
That's-
me.
That's North Korea.
I know. Whatever, Korea. He will rain his shit balloons down on you
Shit balloons.
if you do not free me to die.
I can't believe, like, okay, well, I can believe that she thinks she's famous. I knew she already thought that. And she's upset about the fact that people are profiting from her story because she knows that's the fact. She knows that there's millions and millions of views on her interrogation and all her court hearings and stuff. And she's mad that she can't get any profit from that. But what's really blowing my mind right now is that there are people in jail who get to watch each other's court hearings, and I think she's be able to watch these back. And
Probably.
yeah. And so she is not only getting mail and stuff like that, she is seeing everybody react in real time to her letter writing and her demeanor in the courtroom. And she actually sees herself as some sort of notorious criminal now. But she has people writing her probably saying, oh, we believe it wasn't intentional, and we think you're really cool and that kind of stuff. It's so weird, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't it so weird that like criminals or alleged or accused criminals these days are actually seeing the public's reaction to them?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's for all of them or if it's just
some.
I mean, I find it hard to believe Brian Koberger actually sees everything that's
Probably
going on. I mean, his lawyers do. I know that.
Yeah.
But wow, it's full on. Should we write her? We could. We could, but I wonder, can we get her Gmail?
Yeah.
Why don't we have her Gmail? We need her Gmail.
I can get it. I've read Mark Jensen.
BK's in isolation, right?
Probably.
Yeah, but he's still not convicted. I don't like if people like Boone. Actually, it wasn't Boone. It was Ali. Ali. If people like Ali and his cellmates can see court TV, then what's the difference? Like, why couldn't BK? Although Richard Allen, look at Richard Allen. He can't even bloody have a sandwich. He's actually legit in like prison situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like different per state, different on what the charges are, different on who you are, different on whether odinists are after you or not, I suppose.
Yeah.
So weird. I'd love to know. I've got to find out more about this now. Ever since I heard that said on your stream, I was just like, this is blowing my mind. Are they all watching us? Are they legit just sitting around in jail watching the trials happening and watching people reacting and what?
Well, maybe court TV, but I think that's it.
Maybe they've only got access to court TV, but if they've only got access to even that is wild. Like that's wild that they have access.
Memory of somebody in jail saying that they watched court TV, or like there was arguments over what to watch on TV. And somebody wanted to watch court TV,
but then they would know a lot about each other's cases.
Well, the famous ones, yeah.
Well, but they're the ones that they tend to get stitches for.
True. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be a problem.
It's a huge problem.
I mean,
wow.
Prison snitches are a problem, but yeah.
Dear Sarah, take the plea. Yeah, right. Wow. Okay, that was nuts. I really enjoyed that.
Pretty nuts.
Will judge force her to trial and just make her pro se? I wonder what the deal is with that, because apparently she only gets one more lawyer, so there's 10.
No, there's only so many
9.
so many lawyers that he will appoint. So eventually it's going to get to the point where he's like, no, you're not getting another lawyer. This is your lawyer. Or you can represent yourself.
Yeah. Or you have to go buy one.
Or buy one, yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I
there isn't
don't
money
know
in the
how
world.
the constitutional rights to a fair trial and to representation work when you've just run out of options. So yeah, it's very interesting, and I suppose it would be per state as well. But it's never heard of something like this about
Yeah.
like someone just running out of lawyers. It does seem a bit strange that we're in a situation where someone has pissed off so many lawyers. It seems like she is the common denominator, in which case
Yeah.
the judge, I suppose, would need to look at it and go, well, how can all of those lawyers be bad and you're doing fine? Maybe it is right for you to be put in this situation where you have to decide whether you're going to be pro se or you're going to take this lawyer who's here. Okay. Dale Brooks mentioned multiple times during his trial what people were saying about him in the live feeds. What? Really?
He mentioned he was getting a lot of hate mail. I know that.
No. That's not what Flashman's saying.
Okay, maybe his mama told him.
No, he said during his trial what people were saying about him in live. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have to find out now.
Yeah.
I have to find out now. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm gonna ask around. I'm gonna find out. Okay, anyway, we're going over to Sean's because everyone else is over there anyway. So we'll go over there now.
600.
Has he got 600 people?
611.
Has he?
Yeah,
Okay, good for him.
Young Thug's lawyer was sentenced to jail. 20 days
20. What?
on the weekends.
That's
And his
crazy.
lawyer was like, okay, well, can I serve it with my client, Young Thug, so he can prepare for his case?
Wow.
And it was granted. So he's literally going to
He's
be
actually
served
going to be in jail with
Young
Thug.
Thug. His
No.
client.
Wow.
This white nerdy lawyer is just like going to be the king of
Oh,
Detroit.
He's
He
going to
has so
get
much
looked
street
after.
cred.
Yeah. He's going to be, he's going to have no problems in there.
No.
No problems
No.
in there. How full on's that?
And he's just going to be bunking with Young Thug.
Wow. 24/7 access. Holy. Yeah, okay. So he said so during his testimony. Dale Brooks said that during his testimony. He said
For
his sentencing.
sentencing.
Wow. That's interesting. Thanks everyone for being here. I know it's a huge day. And I'm sure a lot of
we
people
really
will do a
appreciate it.
catch up later. Yeah, we really appreciate you for all being here. Really big time too. Okay, time to go. Time to go. And everyone say hello, Raid. All 12 of you. All 10 of you now. No, I really
11.
appreciate it. Really do. 11, whatever. Doesn't matter. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day. And hang on, one thing before we go. We have to do one of these.
Not intentional.
Hey.
Not intentional.
Oh, no, that's enough.
Reach around.
Oh, dear. Okay, see you.
Bye.